What's going on, guys? Long Roof Lifestyle here. Wanted to do a check-in real quick. Got some things going on finally for the channel, and some pretty big things. Hang on. Okay. Anyway, got some pretty big things going on. So y'all know I'm a bit of a car guy. I've actually done this video already, but I did not like the way it went. It was all jacked up and just horrible. I've got a gimbal and I'm trying to learn how to use it, but I'm just trying to do a real quick not intro, just a real quick show with what I've got going on and some projects that are coming down the line, or project, should I say. So y'all know about my white car. I'm doing this backwards, of course. I got my front facing camera on. So, you know about my little Celsior. There we go. Y'all know about my little green car, which I've actually got sitting up front. So, let me introduce to y'all real quick, and I didn't want to introduce it like this, but I've got to do something, okay? I've got to do something. Let me introduce to y'all my new project. Oh man, oh, look at this thing here. So this is my 1986 Volvo 740 GLE. This is not the turbo model, which is perfectly fine because I've got plans for this thing anyway. Got like 230 something thousand miles on it. It sounds like a lot of miles, but honestly, this engine sounds better than the black one that I had, than the black Volvo that I had. This thing runs great, and for a naturally aspirated motor, it's got a little bit of oomph to it. I'm actually looking at a couple of things going on with it right now. The biggest thing, and I knew going into this was going to be a project, which is okay. This is what I wanted. Turn my lights off. So the biggest thing right now, the absolute biggest thing, is how bad the steering rack leaks. Look at this. You can see all the drips and everything. You should see the freaking almost puddle of fluid I've got on my driveway from this thing. It dumps the fluid like within a day. It's just horrible. Now I've got it up on the lift here to get a better idea about what it is in terms of what, yep, you just see it drip, about what kind of rack it is. Because I found on IPD a rack rebuild kit for $35, and it's for the cam style, and that is what I've got. The cam style, there's a cam and a ZFW or something like that. Both of them, to my understanding, are very similar, the ZFW and the cam. I verified that this is the cam, though. It's got the mounting point here and a mounting point there, and it's just dumping fluid. Y'all can see that. It's just horrible under here. It's all over the transmit. It's all over the underside of the transmission. It's all over the wild exhaust. This thing is freaking loud. I mean loud. Straight pipe like a 3-inch all the way back to a muffler, and that's it. Thing sounds so much better than the black one. That is it. So going along here, so y'all already know that I've got a run-in with the, I'll say it here in a minute, the overdrive style of transmission, which I hate, cannot stand. But this one works. Surprisingly, this one works. Cut springs, as you can see, all around. This is my first time being under here, so that looks like it's got the differential driven speedometer. That's from when I did the differential on my Subaru. Spilt some right there. Going on up. I haven't been in this situation in a very long time. This thing's a little up further than I thought. That's your fuel pump right there. One of them. There should be two of them. You've got the fuel pump here with the yellow thing on it. That is that large canister right there. That is your filter. Original wiring, it looks like. Hey, a cobweb. Look at that. And then there's an intake pump as well that would have to be pulled. My black one that I had, I actually did redo that one. I actually replaced all the pumps and the filter on it as well. So I already know all that. It looks like this transmission, something's been out, because I don't think those are stock bolts and nuts. So it needs to be, it could have been brought back a little bit further to kind of give me a little bit more room. But this I have to do for right now. Let me sit down. So this transmission is the M46. That is the deplorable overdrive setup. Man. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta love it. Gonna start me a new pair of what I like to call Volvo pants. There was always a pair of pants that I wore while working on my black one, and they were heavily discolored. So that's the J-type. See if I, yep, you can see it. That's the J-type. And so, man, I'm sorry, y'all. Surprisingly, it works. It's very clean under here. Very clean. I don't see any rust. The jack points are all intact. They actually look better than the black one that I had. Now there is a big exhaust leak coming from that joint somewhere. That is the collector, if you even want to call it that. It rattles like crazy. It sounds horrible. Actually, this entire exhaust it definitely leaves a lot to be desired. I kind of want to put a resonator or something in here just to quiet the damn thing down, because it is, oh God, is it horrible. It is so bad. Let's see. I'm looking kind of at the shift linkage and everything. All that looks okay. I can't really tell much else, you know, without dropping the transmission. And dropping the transmission isn't that hard on these things. Y'all know I did the rebuild on the overdrive, which is here on the channel, and I had to drop the transmission for that. It's really not that involved. It took so long to get the parts for that thing. It was unreal. So this is it. I mean, it's in pretty decent shape. It's not horrible. I need to keep an eye on that. That might be a leak right there. I mean, actually, that probably is. Right there underneath the bell housing, wherever it's at. Right, yeah, right there. Let's see here. Take a look at this actively, so to speak. Watch out for my little fluid issue there. You know, I probably could just rig it and make it semi-drivable, but then all this right here will still leak out. It'll just get caught up in all that, and that would be a mess. Air conditioning does not work, which doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised the power steering pump still works with the way this right here is. I tell you, I put a whole thing of it in yesterday of transmission fluid, which is what this calls for. Oh man, it dripped on me. Which is what this calls for, and there's a what would be a puddle if my driveway was level underneath it. It was like I literally got concerned. So this right here, that could be. Let's see. It's very wet. I will take more time eventually and not fix it, but clean it and see if it comes back. Because it could be all this blowing around too. I mean, this junk gets everywhere. So I'll get underneath here one day, get this up in the air, run a really, really long water hose from the house, or either that or just put it on stands and here or whatever, and give it a good spray down underneath here. One thing that somebody did as well was they converted the hydraulic clutch. Well, I don't know. I think that's a cable. So this is a cable. Okay, the one that I had was a hydraulic. Was a hydraulic clutch. Looks like somebody's redone the wiring to the solenoid. That doesn't look stock to me. That's like as far back as it'll go, which is comforting. Not really, but you get the idea. There needs to be changed out. It's just dirty. On these cars, there is no dipstick, so that's your fill point right here, and that's your drain point for the transmission, right there. But overall, I mean, it's not horrible. Outside of this, I need to redo the ground. It's got some corrosion on it. I mean, this thing's from '86, so some of this wiring is probably original and all that. So, you know, battery. That's your battery cable right here, and all of that. So, there's the horns. No factory fog lights, which those could be cut out relatively easy. You really know what you're doing. Little inserts right here. So let's get this thing down on the ground so you can see it. Give me 1 second. All right, so here we are. Got her on the ground. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Still got some of my paperwork. I just got this thing legal today. Paid everything on it. All that good stuff. Let's see. Flip some of that sensitive information over. So this is it. I just put this back in yesterday. I've got the cover to it right there on the back of the seat. That's the floor mat that goes back here. I vacuumed all that out. All that good stuff. I took this out. I've got the liner that goes underneath it. This right here is leaking somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. So I need to figure that out. Don't know what that right there is either. The drain lines for the sunroof should run down. To my knowledge, it should be in there. I'm hoping this ain't like from the line that they just routed it back in here and it drains down there or something. I have to dig into that. That's nothing to pull up. Just 3 screws right here, and that's all there is to it. Wannabe power seats. That side over there works. This side does not. I took this apart yesterday. Well, took the cover off of it, should I say. And the little connections that rock and make the proper connections to move it are not there. So I took the ones out of that side, stuck them over here, still did not work. So that seat is stuck like that. I honestly don't like those seats. I like the black ones that was in the Volvo that I had a lot more, the black turbo seats. The truth be told though, I like manual seats a lot better. A whole lot less to go wrong. Door jambs, well, yeah, door jambs are pretty good shape. The rubber isn't bad, needs to be cleaned up. Just like my other Volvo that I had, heat's gotten to the plastics and everything, so that's that. It does have the inserts, which is pretty cool. My black one had those. It just needs a really, really, really good cleaning back here, all across the board. Show you the trunk, the hatch area. Let's take a look at this thing. So got my tools back here. Came with it didn't come with a whole lot of paperwork, which doesn't really surprise me. Toolkit just fell out. Couple little random odds and ends, all that good stuff. The owner's manual and stuff, which is really nice to have. Oh cool, it's gonna stay up. Those struts were acting up on me the other day. I guess they're warm enough to, I guess it makes the gas expand inside of the chambers, and kind of helps it hold pressure a little bit better. I guess, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. This right here underneath here is clean. I did find water underneath there. I'm seeing, you know, stuff like that. If it focuses, it may not see. Yeah, there it goes. You can see the sealant and stuff like that somebody used. So that probably leaked at one point, or it still does. But in the end, my end goal for this car is it's not going to be a daily. I bought this car to play with, which is the exact opposite of what I did with the black one that I had. Because the black one that I had, I was a second owner of it. And I knew the first owner. He was an elderly guy. His name was Phil. And he was like almost 90 years old when he got rid of that black Volvo. And he just got to where, you know, he couldn't do the manual thing anymore, because that was an M46 transmission, just like this one is, with the manual and then the overdrive that you push the button for. And he adored that car, and he's seen it from time to time. So I kept it up for him, you know. He did pass quite a few years ago, actually. But even after that, I still kept up with it because I couldn't bring myself to do anything to it. But this one on the other hand, this is mine. I'm going to do what I want to it. And I'm going to freaking enjoy every freaking second of it. Key. Only got one of those, so I can't freaking lose it. So this is the Oxblood interior. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but yeah, it's the Oxblood. It is what it is. It doesn't really matter to me. I prefer, I like that black cloth. I mean the black style a little bit better from the black Volvo that I had. I keep on coming back to it, but I love that car. But this right here is a new chapter to carry that one on. Heated seats. This one, the one on the left, closest to the driver's side, for the driver's side, it lights up. I can't really tell because of how warm it is if it works or not. Speakers that wannabe work. Sony head unit that wannabe works. Let's take a look at the engine bay, shall we? Hydra wheels. I just put those tires on yesterday, because those tires, all of them, look like this. Yeah, they dry right. All of them look like that. I bought this car from a guy up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I live just south of Columbia, South Carolina. No. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yeah, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I drove it all the way back down to my house just south of Columbia, South Carolina. Now, I don't know if I'm saying North Carolina or not. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, back down to just south of Columbia, South Carolina. There. LED conversion things, they're okay. They blind you more than anything. The beam is more spread out instead of concentrated in one specific area. I mean, they're bright. Damn. Yep, I guess that gas finally gave way. Hopefully it didn't shatter my back glass. These lights more shine everywhere instead of staying in basically one concentrated area. It is what it is. I wish they would have left the original lights in there, because I like those a whole lot more. So this is the engine. This is the B230F. Naturally aspirated, of course, like I mentioned. Got the old cast iron or whatever exhaust manifold. Upgraded injectors. I'm not too sure exactly what they are. They came out of like maybe an 850 Volvo or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but there's that. Let's see here. So this hose, originally there is a black vacuum tank down there, and that's what that really jacked up little metal piece is right there. Yeah, all that right there, it's all bent up and whatnot. That's the mounting bracket for it, and that's been taken off. So that's what this right here is for. So that actually controls the HVAC system and changes from that to another. It pulls vacuum, because all that works off of vacuum diaphragms, which I actually had out of My black one, because I had to change the heater core in it. It has some little bit of work done right there, if you want to call it that. There is quite a bit. Maybe. There is a lot of play in my clutch pedal down there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Not a fan of that at all. I have to be like right up on the steering wheel to start to get it to engage, and I do not like that. So I'm hoping I'll be able to figure out something to fix that with. I'm not sure yet. It's missing the little bracket right there. Just that right there, little T-looking thing with the hose, with these hoses going to it. That is the idle valve mass airflow sensor. It's got a stupid cone filter, and there's nothing there to brace it. So I'll shove this in there just to kind of give it some sort of support. Like I mentioned, the air conditioning doesn't work. I haven't tried to fill it. I've got some R34, some R134 inside. R34. Hang on, girl. The 134. I've got some of that inside, so I can try a little bit later on and see what happens there. Looks like they redid the grounds, which isn't horrible. Probably could use a cleanup. That could use a little bit of a cleanup. I'm not really a fan of that. It's got some rust and stuff in it. And I've actually got what they call a belly pan. Well, that's what I call it. And it is, where is it? Yeah, you can see it behind the door, sticking out beside the trophy there that I won with my white car. Now think about it, I should have a snow cap in here too. I might dig around here and find it later on. A bunch of the stuff has fell down over the years. By the way, the snow cap goes on that fresh air intake on the cowl for the car. It's there to prevent leaves and snow, stuff like that, because these cars were made up in Sweden, and or at least this one was. And yeah, it was there to prevent that right there from getting clogged and stuff like that with snow. I need to locate the trim work. I'm going to have this windshield replaced because it's cracked. Can't really see it that well. You can see it a little bit. It's got a crack. I need to fix this. Actually, that's just for looks. I'm going to use that for something else. That needs to be fixed. Overall, it's not bad. It's relatively rust-free, other than a little bit of surface, which I don't really give a damn about that. I can give a crap less about that. Doors closed, relatively easy for what they are. Manual mirrors. It's an old Volvo, but this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a blank slate. I'm gonna start doing the maintenance. I want to rebuild the rack, which I'm probably going to try my best to do a video for. Rebuild the rack. What else? Spark plugs and wires. Which, speaking of all that, I did a compression test over the weekend. Today's Monday, and I did a compression test on Saturday. All the cylinders, all 4 of them, 150 psi across the board. I can't ask for nothing better. Cruise control's been yanked out. That's what that bolt right there was for. Right there at my finger. Down there. That's what that was for. And that's what that right there was for as well. But as you can see, I might just go ahead and, after I'm done with the video, I'm going to yank that off and toss it, because, I mean, it's an eyesore. I don't want that in there. It's going to be a race car. I don't need no daggone cruise control. Who needs cruise control in a race car? Come on. I'm thinking that the harness may have been replaced at some point. All that is in relatively good shape. There's a few areas kind of on outward, like for the headlights and stuff like that, that's bad, that I need to tear into the loom and figure out how far up it goes and splice some new in and run to them. This right here all looks okay. I don't see, that might be, can't really tell. So I was looking at that little wire right there. That's original. yeah, that's got a little bit of crack into it, so I need to keep an eye on that. But that's got some stuff going on with it, so I need to be very careful with that. So that's interesting. That really is interesting. How is this so much nicer? And that up there is kind of iffy. Huh, that's really interesting. Anyway, on mine, my black one, these right here were bad. These connectors right here are completely shot. Just horrible. Like right here, the bend was literally broken. Just awful. I need to go through the PCV system, which I actually did a video on my last one. The PCV system is that little black box. You can't really see it from here. See it a little, maybe not. Might be able to see it. I can't use ultra wide. There we go. Nope, 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 nope. Not going to be able to see it. No, anyway, I got a video on how to do that. And that hose right there, right here is what that goes to. So I need to, no. That goes to my auto valve. So it's interesting. This right here goes to that right there with the plug in it. That's really interesting. Eventually I'm going to redo the intake gaskets anyway, so all this right here will get kind of moved out the way so I can service everything and whatnot. At that time, I'll take a look at that box. I want to see it. I want to see it has it. Or does it? Yeah, it does. I can see it. Barely. It's dirty and dark back up in there. Anyway, so quick recap. Steering rack, plugs, the wires, fuel pumps and everything seem okay. It runs great. Runs really good. It's just loud as hell because of that damn straight pipe. Fix this. That's a big thing to me. I cannot stand a cracked windshield. I hate them. New front tires. I'm not too worried about the back right now. New fronts at a minimum now. If I get that daggone, oh, you know, you got little stuff like this too that needs to be changed. There was a charcoal canister that went right here, and that's what those two right there were for vacuum. And this right here, that went to the fuel tank, I believe. Anyway, so that's about got it. That's the quick rundown of it. But this is it. You know, I love this thing. These wipers too, things are deplorable. I'll repaint the arms and stuff like that. It's not a bad looking car. The look of the metal and everything kind of gives me a DeLorean vibes. A little bit of stainless steel action. Kind of looking at the seals and stuff like that underneath here. Underneath that, I think that's called like a rain catcher or something like that. Anyway, well, that is it for now. That is it for now. I appreciate y'all watching. So just know that I do have some stuff coming down the line. I don't know how quick I'll get to everything, but first and foremost is that steering rack, because I'll just take a picture of it and insert it here at the end of the video. It's bad. It dumped it all overnight, and it was empty until I filled it up with that little bit over there earlier when I brought it down here. But anyway, all right, well, I will go ahead and leave y'all to it, and please stick around. Please stick around, because we do have some stuff coming down the line. And I'll catch up with y'all soon. Lone Wolf Lifestyle out.